I always wonder if I'd gone somewhere else, would it have been somebody else or something different? I don't think so. I think the experience here is quite unique. I actually strongly believe in the liberal arts model. I think, if you want to be, I'm not a big fan of vocational programs, even at Ivy League programs. I don't think that, having hired a lot of those folks, they're really good out there shooting. They're super smart and do really great work. But if you look at like true general manager folks who really know a little bit or a lot, literally a lot, but they know about a lot of different things, super helpful. But the thing I didn't realize at the time was things that you did, like why would the history of religion matter at all for a computer science person, and it turns out it's super important. I remember I had an engineering team in Israel, a lot of great security people in Israel, right? And I went there and, you go to the 5 churches and you go to the Wailing Wall, and all these things I learned here came back, and it was just super helpful. Just one, to be able to relate to people and understand that there's different points of view on lots of different topics, right? Religion being one of those, actually. The liberal arts part was definitely good. The math computer science part was great. The fact that I did do the business degree it's not my passion, but at least it wasn't a weakness, a complete flaw and weakness. So that helped in terms of being, again, in general management. That tends to help quite a bit. I probably didn't speak to, but it probably is as important. I met some kids for lunch in the cafeteria, some ski team kids, and it brought me back. I said, well, who's the best one? And one said him, one said the other one, and the third kid goes, there's no better, we're a team. And I remember when I came to school here, we had some great individual skiers, and my brother was part of that team before, but it wasn't a group that skied as much as a team. And I think probably one of the most valuable things I learned here is how if you run a team the right way, the whole 1 + 1 = 3 versus 1 + 1 = 2 or 1 + 1 = 1.5 is really true. And that came from ski team, math department, liberal arts. And I remembered a story when I first came here. Because like I said, I had gap years, so I knew I could go work. I knew a lot of successful people who never went to college. And I was commenting once in an exam, and I said, whether I get a B or an A in this class 25 years from now won't make any difference whatsoever in terms of my overall success. And the professor, Roger Higdon, pulled me aside after and he says, hey, I want to talk to you about that. I said, why? He goes, you're absolutely right. It won't. What you learn, everything's right. But until you've actually worked to prove that, you don't get the right to say that, especially in front of other students. And he's very nice about it, right? And he said, and I thought, yeah, he's right, actually. I can theoretically say it, but I can't say it from experience. And I would never give that advice to kids or my children either. You should always get the best grades you can get. But it was just one of those, we had the conversation about vocation versus education, and he said, and I realized it's not about the vocation or the tactics of the math or anything else. It's how do you get along with people? How do you deal with people you don't like? How do you deal with a teacher you don't like? How do you deal with a roommate that you like or you're not going to get to see for 6 months, or all those things? And those are all amazing skills, right? And so I'd sum it best, and I hate to say this, but Dan Bubb, one of the smartest guys I know, when his son was going to college, right when he sent him off, he said, hey, don't let college get in the way of a good education. And I thought that was and it didn't mean you didn't have to get good grades, but I think that sums up the right way to think about it.